The window across the street. Emily Harper had always loved quiet mornings. From her apartment on the 4th floor, she could see most of Lanesborough Street in suburban Melbourne. She had her tea in one hand and a journal in the other, but more often than not, her eyes wandered across the street. To the window. It was directly opposite hers, a small, square window in the faded brick building. The curtains were always half-drawn. The lights never came on. And yet, someone lived there. A tall man. Gray hair. Wore the same brown sweater every day. She had never seen him leave the building. Never saw visitors. Never saw him smile. Emily had given him a name in her head, Mr. Ghost. She didn't mean anything cruel by it. It just fit. One rainy afternoon in July, Emily noticed something strange. Mr. Ghost's curtains were open all the way. He stood by the window. Still. Motionless. Looking right at her. Emily froze. For a moment, she wondered if she was imagining it. But no. He blinked. Then turned away. It disturbed her more than she wanted to admit. That night, she dreamed of falling, of windows, glass, and silence. 3 days later, a small envelope appeared under her door. It was handwritten. I see you watching. I don't blame you. Some stories can't be told. Only witnessed. Apartment 402. Emily's breath caught. That was his apartment. For the first time, she realized, maybe she was the intruder. Emily worked as a freelance editor. Most of her days were quiet. Books, laptops, and deadlines. But now she couldn't concentrate. Her thoughts kept returning to the note. To the man. Who was he? What had he meant by stories can't be told? And why now, after months of silence? She thought of knocking. But the thought made her heart race. Instead, she waited. It happened on a Sunday night. She was washing dishes when she heard it, shouting. It came from across the street. His window. No more of this. You don't know what it was like. Then, a crash. A thud. Emily jumped and rushed to her window. The curtains were shut again. Lights off. The next day, she gathered her courage. She walked across the street, climbed the stairs to apartment 402, and knocked. Silence. She knocked again. Then, slowly, the door opened. It wasn't Mr. Ghost. It was a girl, maybe 17. Thin. Pale. Tired eyes. Can I help you? She asked quietly. I live across the street, Emily stammered. Is everything okay? The girl stared at her. Then nodded. He's sleeping. Your father. She shook her head. Uncle. Emily hesitated. I heard shouting. The girl stepped out and closed the door behind her. We don't usually get visitors, she said. He's not dangerous. Just hurt. We all are. She smiled, a broken, polite smile. My name's Sarah. Emily and Sarah met twice more that week. On the second time, Sarah told her the story. Mr. Caldwell, her uncle, was a retired teacher. 12 years ago, he'd lost his wife and daughter in a car crash. Since then, he rarely spoke. Sarah came to live with him after her mother, Caldwell's sister, died of cancer last year. "We're two broken pieces in the same box," Sarah said, sipping hot chocolate. "Does he ever talk about them?" "Only in his sleep," she replied. "Or when he thinks no one's listening." Emily felt the sting of guilt. All this time, she had been watching, guessing, assuming. But people weren't windows. They were whole buildings, with locked rooms. One day, Sarah didn't appear at the window. And then another. And then Emily noticed something worse: the window across the street had shattered. A police car stood outside. Her heart sank. Officer Hayes, a tall woman with warm eyes, took Emily's statement. "Yes, Mr. Caldwell lived here with his niece. Something happened last night, a call from a neighbor about screaming. We found the girl unconscious. The man missing." "Missing?" Emily whispered. "He left a letter," Hayes said, handing her a copy. "To whoever finds this. I've watched long enough. I've lived in silence because silence was safer. But Sarah needs more than silence now. If you care, help her. I'm going where the noise won't follow." AC. Sarah was taken to a care center. Emily visited every week. She brought her books. Journal pages. Stories to read together. "Why are you helping me?" Sarah once asked. "Because I watched too long without acting," Emily said. "Now I want to do more than watch." 1 year later, Emily moved apartments. Different street. Different view. But in front of her new window was a tree. And on that tree hung a wooden birdhouse. Inside it, a tiny envelope. She opened it. "We only see what the window allows. The rest lives in the shadows." AC. She smiled. Maybe Mr. Caldwell was out there, not hiding. Have you ever misunderstood someone based on what little you saw or heard? What did you learn? If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Brain, subscribe for more English listening practice through exciting short stories. Bell, and hit the bell so you never miss a new adventure. Red Heart, thanks for watching, and see you in the next story.